Hi, I'm Erik Linask, coming to you from the exhibit hall here at AstraCon 2009. I'm talking now with Mike Storella, the Director of Business Development at Snom Technologies. Mike, welcome.
Well, welcome. Thank you, Derek. Thank you very much, Eric. It's great to be here. I think we're having a great show at AstraCon.
Good. What have you seen the first couple of days that are particularly noteworthy?
Well, I think it's been a bigger crowd, I think, than last year. I mean, a lot of people very interested in deploying solutions this year. I get the feeling that there's a lot of activity out in the marketplace, looking at open source and packaged open source, I call it, from many different vendors, and our phones work very well with all of those solutions. So I've been very happy. It looks like a good year coming ahead.
I guess that additional interest that you mentioned is reflected here on the show floor. But what's the difference for folks using Asterisk or using open source when they're looking for phones, and how does that impact what you have to do?
Well, I think one of the things that we try to do is we give a lot of flexibility for a lot of different environments. Most of the people doing Asterisks are open source, know what they want. They have a lot in mind to be, some level of customization, which we try to give a lot of flexibility of that in our phones. We allow a lot of lines or SIP identities. Our phone product line now is pretty wide. We have a deck phone, which for mobility. We've just announced the new 870 touchscreen color phone. Does Wi-Fi, gigabit speed, at a very attractive, aggressive list price of $349. We've had a lot of good people come by and really enjoy looking at that phone, and I think it'll meet a nice market need. But it seems like the whole line is really gelled this year. We have a conference room speakerphone called Meeting Point. And of course, our 300 series is doing very, very well. And all our phones now come in color of either white or black.
What about wideband audio? What are you seeing in the market in terms of interest?
Actually, we're seeing a lot of interest. In fact, our two 800 series phones, the 820 and 870, come ready for wideband audio. A lot of people, in fact, come up to the booth now and specifically ask, does this do HD voice or HD audio or wideband? And I think in the future it will be a requirement. When people are purchasing phones, I think its time has come. I mean, there's still a lot of network issues to be worked out, but it's very, very much part of the landscape. Yeah.
So I agree that it's going to be a requirement. It's starting to become a requirement even. But really, how much? It's left now up to the service provider community in order to create those connections so that you and I on different phone systems and different networks can talk.
Yeah, absolutely, Eric. I think all of the endpoint manufacturers have, probably 722 codec in their phones, and we're ready to take voice over IP to a nice quality level audio, and it really is up to the service providers to start peering or doing what they can to make sure you can have an HD call from end to end.
Is there anything that you as a phone manufacturer can do to help drive that?
Well, we've tried to, we're doing a lot of alliances with, many different carriers. We send out plenty of test equipment with those carriers, so they validate our phones as they test their HD deployments. Yeah.
What are some of the interesting things that you're seeing here at AstraCon, particularly as they relate to your phones? What are people doing with your phones?
Well, I think one of the other things that you always hear now on the phones, I mean, voice over IP phones have been around for a while, and I think, the original, quote, dream of having integration on a voice platform on the desktop is starting to come about. I mean, it's not like iPhone with 75,000 applications out there, but I think there's people out there now very acutely aware of XML applications, capabilities, and they're looking at their, productivity in their own business. And if they can integrate, something that makes sense on the phone desktop, where they enhance the productivity of the worker, they want to do that. Whether that's some type of ordering or status upgrade of an order for a customer. I mean, I think in the future it's all about being productive, for the customer to buy, a voice over IP phone. So a lot of interest in customized applications that people are coming up with. Yeah.
Great. That's certainly one of the key things that I'm hearing this week here.
Yeah.
We've been talking here at AstraCon 2009 with Snom Technologies' Mike Storella. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, Eric.